Okay, so good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing great, Shanta, as usual. And how
Okay.
are you?
Yes, I'm doing well as well. A little bit hectic these days. A lot of things going on in the family, so a little bit busy, but still
Okay.
trying to manage it. So how are you and how's your health?
Health is much better. Similar to yours, a lot of things going on. So I need to,
Yeah,
like,
figure
which
out.
requires my attention and my presence. So
Yeah, sometimes
I
unexpected
should.
things keeps happening, and in that duration, you feel a lot of anxiety. How are things going to fall into place? Maybe for a month or so, but then when everything comes back to normal, you feel that wow, what was I stressing about?
Yeah, true,
Huh?
true. Because after all, we are human, isn't it? All said and done. Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so your son is in Bangalore, right? So you do you consider him as Gen Z or no?
Ah, he's a cusp, I think,
Okay,
between the Gen Z and the earlier one. But
yeah.
I saw an article in the paper that triggered my, thought. I was going through this and I wanted to, talk about it to someone, discuss about these things. Then I suddenly remembered that let me send you you know, a mail. If you are okay with it, then we can have a topic on this. Am I
Yes.
visible?
Backstory of why these names come into picture like Gen Z, Gen Alpha, we millennials. What is the basis why they keep such names?
No, I don't know the backstories, like Gen X, isn't it?
Yes.
I only know this much, but I haven't, gone and researched fully into it.
Yeah, likewise, since
My
our
time
topic
is
was
playing.
about that, yeah, yeah. Since our
Yeah, you were
topic
saying something?
Yeah, since our topic was regarding this Gen Z, then it just occurred to me that maybe I don't know the reason why they are called like Gen Z, Gen Alpha. So I thought, let me talk to you,
Ah,
and maybe you might have some idea because you read a lot.
I do read a lot, but I have also a generation, like before yours. Maybe I should get it from you, or maybe now I will do that. Now that you have asked for it, I will, read about it and let me know definitely.
Yes, I was just thinking, let me research, but then I thought like it's too late for the session now. So let's talk and ask if you know about it. Right. So today we'll talk about Gen Z, obviously the people who are coming into the work culture these days. And, like your generation, even in my generation also, 9 to 5 is pretty safe, secure, successful. You get a 9 to 5 job, especially if it's a government job. That is how your success is measured. You have been to college,
Sure.
you got a job, and you are settled in life now. You're sustainable and everything is fallen into place in your life. But I think that
Correct.
metric is no longer applied for Gen Z. They do not think that getting a 9 to 5 job means success or sustainability. They find it boring, and they also say that is it, your growth is over. It is no way related to you getting settled or feeling satisfied once you get a 9 to 5 job. So I would love to know your views on this.
No, you are right, 100% right. And I think this comes from the fact that, like we are, the Gen Z generation, I feel they are more aware, isn't it? More aware, more mature. And by nature, they are more exploratory. They want to explore new things. And, and they're also, like they are good in leveraging their learning with, like learning and doing something else also, which maybe I don't know about your generation, you will be a better judge of that. In my generation, there were a few people who were, who showed these characteristics of Gen Z now. But then we were called as, like, unique or, like separate. What is this? You're out of the crowd, something like that, which was not considered, uh, we were not
No.
encouraged, rather. Yeah. So we had to like, it is like conforming to the norms, to the family norms, social norms. If you were a little bit even out of that circle, then the family got scared that because it was more of a social, what do you say, a stigma kind of a thing. What will people say or what will people think? Isn't it? What will our community, our relatives community talk and say about us? And if it is a girl, it is all the more, isn't it?
True.
But now all that has Yeah, now all that has vanished. Now girls and boys are on par with each other, and main thing is now they are able to follow their passion along with their work, because not all of us get to take up our passion as our work, isn't it? It
True.
doesn't happen. So they're taking time out for their work as well as for their passion. They have a like a proper demarcation that my work, I'll work for this much hours and then I'll spend my time on my whatever is my passion,
Yes, that's true. And also, we
isn't
were
it?
scared. We were scared of voicing our opinions. It might be because when it comes to men, it was mainly because of financial security of the family. They had responsibilities and they were not courageous enough to choose their passion, because usually when a person follows their passion, they don't make that much money. That's what you've seen. And they were not taken also as the mainstream career. For example, if you're passionate about
Yeah,
photography, so you didn't have something like event managers
yeah,
or the thing like
yeah.
photography is so much now, maternity photo shoot and baby photo shoot. So all of this, they are
Correct.
getting more employment opportunities now. But then if you are engineer and you wanted to choose photography, then people would laugh at you, right? Yeah, it
Yeah,
is your passion, but that will not give you money. It will not give you stability. You would be called rebellious, and it would take a lot of courage. You will not get a girl to marry again later. So definitely you would be a loser then. So people did not have courage to take that up then. But now opportunities also are more, people are more aware, and I'm really surprised the kind of maturity people have these days, because I've seen Shark Tank. I'm a follower of Shark
yeah,
Tank. I see a lot of young
yeah.
people and they have unique ideas, and they face the like
Yes, yeah,
they tackle with the problems that people are facing now. They choose a problem, then they come up with an idea how to solve that problem.
yeah.
And they're not scared to take that risk. Even being from IIT, IIM,
Correct.
they are, they will get a lot of money if they go for conventional work. But they don't want to do that. They want to explore themselves, do something of their own.
Mm,
They do not want to bend down or call somebody their
yes.
boss. They want to be their own boss. So all of this, I'm surprised by the maturity that this generation is having.
That is, I think that is also because of the exposure they get, social media exposure, and even we as parents, my generation, we have become a little aware, so we know that we should give them that platform which we didn't get from our parents. So every generation, when it comes down, now you learn by experience, isn't it? Parenting is all nothing but experience, isn't it? When your first child is born, you know trial and error method. Then when the second child, you learn with the second child,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
So that way, and in our times, job hopping was something which was like unheard of. Job hopping means you're not stable. Your mind is not stable. When will you settle down? With settling down, I never understood what is the correct definition of settling down. It may differ from person to person, isn't it? But
that's,
now it is not so. If you are in a company for more than 3 years, then there is something wrong with you seriously.
yeah. They call it
This is what is the
stagnancy.
today's definition.
Mm.
Yeah. And
If
they choose such work which gives them time for their passion also. They don't want to get like glued to their laptops and sit day in and day out working for somebody else. And there is nothing called as loyalty nowadays, which
yes,
I don't mean it in the negative thing, but like I'm not saying it as a negative thing, but like we were like loyal to one company, loyal to our company, but there's nothing as such these
yeah,
days.
yes, yes,
So, and another thing is, I've seen other things like my son and all, they have this clear demarcation by 40, maximum by 40, 45. I should be, like I should quit my job and I should like globetrotting, which was like unheard of in our generation.
yes, yes.
So now
And
they're very clear. We want to earn and then we want to quit and then do something that will give us satisfaction. So this job is only for earning. It doesn't give them satisfaction. Learning, earning, and then doing something on your own. This is what
yes,
I have understood.
yes, and I really feel sorry for the people who, up to 60, I can work. They worked up to 60 and where they were very loyal to their organization. They took their retirement
Correct.
and then they lived their retiring life. But I think their kids and then their kids, they have noticed that maybe after 60, they have noticed their position. Like then they cannot go
Correct.
anywhere. They just have to be in house,
Correct.
and they have a lot of regrets. I did not do this when I had the energy.
Yes.
Yeah, but we cannot
Yeah.
blame them too, because financial economical status was very different back then. You did not have this much luxury, or the plane tickets were very, very expensive at that time. So you cannot imagine like traveling here, there, or it was not that accessible, not very inhabited, or social media was not there to find their way
Yeah.
around and then back. So you cannot blame them. Maybe they had their passion and then they regretted it in the old age. I was not able to do this because there was nobody who was earning in the family or working for my kids. But now there are so many options, and there people have the liberty, they have the luxury to take their own decisions.
Yeah. True. True. And uh, I feel that even in my generation and a generation above me, whatever they have earned and they have, like earned for themselves or for the family, they value it. And they try that the children also should value it the same way they valued it, which doesn't happen. Like
Mm.
I have built a palatial house because I want it for my family, but my son may not want to live in that house, isn't it? Huh. Because for various reasons. So then I should also be able to take it in the positive sense. Whereas many of us are not able to, we feel that, that empty nest syndrome sets in, and then we feel that, like I worked hard to earn money, penny, penny I saved and built this house for my children, but nobody's living here. Isn't it?
Yeah,
So
that
that
is,
also is, yeah.
it's so so
But there is
sad.
clearly a shift. There is a shift, clearly a shift. What we like earlier, it was like, 50, 60, you work, and then maybe post 50, spirituality. But youngsters are taking on spirituality and all this at a very younger age now. Because, like all these, spirituality or, following veganism, you know, and believing in manifestation, the belief in universe. All this is happening at a very earlier age. That means they are very aware,
Mm. Yeah. So do you think
which were
it is
not.
positive or negative?
It is definitely a positive sign. I would not call it a negative sign at all. It is definitely a positive. Because earlier, see, we knew that this is our lifespan 50, 60, 70, but now the lifespan has become so short. So time is less. So I need to, mark my time for everything. So
You never know
what do
when
you
is
feel?
your time. Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I think, see, people are
Correct.
becoming more aware of spirituality and manifestation, etc., because they are so disturbed in their lives themselves. But this kind of shift from their routine to spiritual life happened late for your generation, because up to then it was like you guys were satisfied with your job and you were busy. The things like loneliness or distraction or things like depression or loneliness, all of this was not setting in. You were quite happy in the lives. Yes, a little bit was there. Maybe that you thought like after a certain age, when children grow up and they are no longer with you or they're married off, then you feel that loneliness and then you tend towards spirituality and other things. But nowadays, even mental health is, kids,
A
teenagers,
big issue.
even they are facing mental health issues. That's the reason they're shifting towards or learning things like spirituality, law of attraction, the way of thinking is changing. That is, I think, a negative way, negative reason for people to become more shifted towards spirituality and all this aspect, and that is how they are
Maybe.
becoming
Yeah.
aware.
Maybe. Maybe. And also, the reason that in our times when we were growing, we had a joint family in the sense we had, grandparents who filled in that role. Even if the parents were working, we didn't feel that their absence because we had grandparents who taught us so many things, which today is missing, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
So that also leads to a lot of these mental health issues and problems, I feel.
Yeah, and it is a real
Maybe.
struggle for new parents. And I don't know why nowadays even grandparents are not that very involved in the family of new parents. They somehow, I have my neighbors also, they say that neither our parents nor our in-laws are ready to support us, especially like, being on a stretch for more than 3 to 6 months. They don't want to do that. They say like so it might be because even new parents are a bit too specific, like don't put them on the floor or a time
Yeah, yeah,
sterilize this
yeah.
thing. They are becoming too fussy parents, and in-laws are all for the parents. They are like, okay, manage your kids for yourself, and they're not getting that much involved in spite of having grandparents.
It is the clashing of rules because grandparents know they have like they have taken care of so many children. They know how to take care of children in a particular. They have their set of rules, whereas new parents they have their set of rules. So there is a clash. When there is a clash, it always no, it happens no. That
Yes.
and grandparents feel that don't we know how to take care of the kids? Why are they telling us what to do and what not to do? And these people feel that these are old methods, but nowadays, like as per the new method or as per the doctor says, we have to follow this. So that is when the clash takes place.
Yes, yes. And you were talking about
I feel with a little bit of compromise and with a little bit of adjustment, we can coexist. But coexisting in these days calls for a lot of adjustment and compromise, which none of the parties is ready to do, I guess.
yes, no longer, the getting adjusted to each other, compromising to each other, because everybody started to believe that life is short. Live it on your own terms. This has become the new mantra, and they are not ready to compromise. Maybe because of the options available. So if not, there's something else. Because back in the days, you did not have daycare,
Possibly.
or you couldn't send your child anywhere, and that was your only option. No matter how toxic your in-laws or parents or whatever it is, you had to adjust with them. That's no longer the case.
Correct. Correct. You have these so many classes you can send your children to, if you're not at home so earlier it was not the case. It was only grandparents, but I still believe that grandparents knew so many things. They used to tell stories,
Mm. Yeah,
isn't it?
truly,
All these
truly.
mythological stories and shlokas. That's how I learned so many things. But then it said even my son, he learned so many things because of my parents. My father was always with him. He played with him. So he didn't, he didn't miss that. If he couldn't go out and play, he always had my father to play with him. My father played cricket with him. He played cards with him. He played chess with him.
Mhm.
So, you know,
Wow.
maybe it depends from person to person also.
Yes, family to family, the circumstances. So
Yeah.
some people are in this
Yeah.
position where definitely parents have to step in and help them. So if that's the case, they have to manage. And
Yeah.
yeah, you were talking about a person earning till he's 60 and then he has something for their kids, everything. Then they tell, I've done all of this for you guys. So they tell that, and the children start feeling that, okay, I don't want to be that person who missed out on so many things just to leave a fortune behind for somebody else who are not even going to remember even his name after a few generations. So what am I doing? I have to live. I have to enjoy my life. And then maybe keep a little bit for them, just try to make them capable. That's what even I believe. Try to make them capable to do things for themselves. Keep a little bit of them, but life is not totally about doing everything for them. Because I've seen my dad also like struggle so much, spoil their health
Mhm.
because he didn't have an option. He had nobody else who could help us out. So it was his time was like that. They had to work for the family day and night, stay away from the family, and provide a financial security for the generations to come. So it's money and
Mhm.
everything was new back then, becoming rich because economic and financial status was not this good maybe like 50 years ago. But now people are getting so
Correct.
much money. The financial status of people is improving. And as an added
Mhm.
advantage, people are thinking of all these options. If it was not there, then it was definitely difficult even for Gen Z to think out of the box.
Correct. Correct. True. True. Yeah. True. That's
Mm.
also there. And even, like marriage institution, I feel of late is the one that is badly hit by this. Because you don't know the permanency of the relationship and they don't conform to marriage as an institution. That has changed, like what marriage was and now what a marriage is. Even that has changed along with times. Now you have this double income, no kids, which is, isn't it? Both
Yeah.
are earning, but no kids. We are okay with it. No kids.
Oh
So
God.
all this is,
But then you
yeah,
get the question, you're working so hard, you're having so much money, what for? What are you going to do with that money? That's a question, right? Like you're working so hard.
that's what Shanta, you and I feel that, but they spend that money. They spend that money on maybe various causes. They don't need to pass on the money to the next generation. This is my this is what they might be feeling. I think, huh?
Yes, yes. And they
Like
prefer
earlier,
that.
see my father and all, even your father for that case, they worked hard. They saved penny. They didn't enjoy anything, but they kept for their family, isn't it? Like how they say, na, ki, what do you call it? A very common person, he lives poor but dies rich because we don't enjoy any of that thing,
Yeah,
thinking that we will leave it for the children or we will leave it for the next generation.
yes,
I think that we should change a little bit and we should use it also for our own self also, without any guilt, without any guilt.
yes.
Use it for your self growth, for your self grooming, self improvement, self passion.
Hmm, correct. Even
And
studying
yeah,
something, you want to explore anything.
nobody's going to judge you. Nobody's going to judge you nowadays. My son says that I have no, like no liking to get a own house. I don't have any of that liking at all. He says, yeah. He says, my aim is not to get a own. If I get an own house, then I'll be bound to one place. Yeah, that's what I'm learning. These things I'm learning from them.
Yes, and I think financial
How
security is
to,
no longer the that main criteria for people these days. Financial security. Let's take life as it comes. Let's take a risk. They've become very bold.
but Shanta, somewhere I agree with them. And I have started, bringing in these small changes. Yeah, because when things happen, you don't know. No, like I said, the lifespan is so short, you don't know. So you should enjoy when your health gives you that permission. Later on, you may have money, but your health may not permit. Then what is the use? Isn't it? I
Yes,
can't go visiting on a wheelchair if I want to go visit somewhere. I can't go visiting on a wheelchair. I will not enjoy it.
yes,
So all these, small pleasures, these they should not be a guilty pleasure. They should be, like done with whole heart. That's what I feel.
yes. And some people in your generation or my generation have set such bad examples of being children, right? They do not take care of their parents later on. By looking at those examples, people start feeling why to even have children or earn and keep for someone else to enjoy your lifetime of savings or income when they are going to treat us like this or put us somewhere else like, ashram or something. So why should like save for such kind of people? Just earn, enjoy your life, leave their life to themselves, to tend for themselves.
Yeah.
I think that is also one
And
reason.
spend on good causes. Huh? Spend on good causes. It will give you satisfaction.
Yes, yes. Charity.
Charity. Yeah. I believe in it 100%. Spend on good causes, it will give you satisfaction. Not for getting any name or fame, just for your own satisfaction that, yeah, God has given me, He has put me in such a position that I am able to help somebody out, be it monetarily or be it, with my efforts, whatever.
Yes. And also, even so many youngsters are
Because,
becoming philanthropists, right? They at least give
yeah,
away
yeah,
50% of what they are earning for charity. They don't
yeah.
want to get married. They don't want to have kids. Earn money, give it for charity. I sometimes
Ah,
wonder
correct,
what is the purpose of your life? Because for me, I'm deeply
correct.
rooted with family values. I want kids. I want their life to be good, settled. I'm a bit old school. But some people are bold enough to voice out and say, I don't want kids. I'll just work hard day in, day out because I want to work. I'll earn money. There are so many other people who need my money. But for me, it is like my people, my kids need my money.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Of late, like very recently during Navaratri, one of my very good friends who was staying earlier, they used to stay just behind our house. That lady lost her son. He's in his early 30s. It was
Oh,
a miserable accident. I couldn't even imagine. So she doesn't have any financial support. Her younger son is still studying. So
oh,
I silently thought to myself that I should help her in any which way, whatever, like possible from my side. So I'm just like figuring out how to do it so that, till her son is on his feet earning at least their basic amenities, if I am able to help them out with that, it should be, you know, that
Yeah.
should give me a satisfaction. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And I've noticed
And
this.
huh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, please continue.
No, no, go on, go on.
No, no, I was telling that the point of interest, my mom or they were very specific and they were very careful about their belongings, be it gold, money, finances. They were very much interested in it, even to till date. She knows which thing is kept where and how much she is having, but I have no idea and I don't even care. So it is not out of arrogance I'm saying this. It is because I don't know, I don't have that kind of interest or I'm not drawn towards so much of finance, money, my gold, where is it, who is keeping a watch, where I've kept how much. I keep and I forget. She still remembers that I gave you this, where is this? So that kind of interest, I think our generation is losing towards money, gold, or the physical pleasures, material pleasures.
Yeah.
I think we are losing that interest. And like the generation ahead of us, we're very much interested into it.
Yeah. Actually, even, just I would have mentioned it to you also in the message that my cousin, she had a health issue. I had to
Yes.
be in the hospital with her, isn't it?
Yes.
But she's an example where she had saved penny and she had, given it to me for safekeeping. And when she had this health issue, she had a major block in her heart. So when they had operated, the whole expense she was able to bear by herself without any medical insurance claim, just because she had saved every penny of it. So that
Yes.
is also that's also a case. That's also an example of, she belongs to the generation earlier to me, but she had saved penny she had saved and she had given it to me for safekeeping. So she said, good that I had done that. Otherwise, see, suddenly, how could we have, taken care of this expense? And when I
Yes.
went to the hospital, now there they were asking who's the, who's the son, who's the daughter. They don't have any children. Everybody there, who I had to do the signing in every form and everything. Though I did the signing, but within my heart, I was scared. Also, God, nothing should happen. you know. But then there I met people with so many different issues and their children, and that atmosphere was so different, Shanta, that it's a world which is entirely different altogether. What day, what night, even the night is like day, and like they are sitting outside the ICU waiting. It was like really very, what do you say, disturbing, because people with, they are so fragile and they don't have mental strength. And we had formed a group of all, you know, people who had come there and stayed there for that duration of time. And I was like busy telling them that don't worry, things will be all right. Though I was also scared, equally scared, but then that is the strength that we give each other, isn't it? So that was also a different experience for me. 10 days I was in the hospital, and I think I can write a book now.
Yes, it's somebody rightly said that if you want to know what life is, visit a hospital, stay there for 1 or 2 days, and the reality will hit you hard. That's the place you will never want yourself or your loved one to be. And also about the saving part, I would say people of the older generation, like my mom, they had not seen a lot of money, they had not seen a lot of wealth, and their childhood or whatever their parents, they had seen them struggle for penny they would struggle, and when these people got money they were very careful on how they kept it, how
Yeah,
they handled it. But for our generation, say, we have seen money, we have seen our parents, we have led a better and luxurious life compared to them. That is why I think we don't value it much like how my parents did.
that's right. Because I can remember I could never get money out of my mother. She would never part with her money. She was like very, I used to call her conjuice, but that's because, that age, isn't it? When I
Yes.
ask for something, when my mother doesn't give me, I used to call her conjuice. But then I knew that, like she'll say, it is not for me, it is only for you. Not
Hmm.
for me that I'm keeping it with me. Yeah.
Yes, then I,
But
I
I
started.
can't be that. I can't be that.
Definitely, because we learned from it, right? We learned something like deprivation that at that stage, I wanted this and I did not get it. What's the use? I now no longer need it. So if my kids need something today, they need it today. It's not that when you grow up,
Yeah.
then you can use that money. So maybe they
Yeah.
will regret I
Yeah.
didn't have that thing when I wanted it.
Correct.
The point
Correct.
we have
Yeah.
learned.
And another thing. Uh, Correct. You're right, Shanta. You're right. Another thing I realized, like buying costly articles like, say, gold, it was a big thing for us. We had to plan and, proper pakka planning. Somebody, elder person goes with us who knows about it. But nowadays, it's become such a thing that just going into the shop, buying whatever you want to buy, and it's become that. Recently, for my birthday, my son took me to a. He said, "What do you want? You have all the gadgets. So what do you want? You want to buy some gold or something?" I said, "Yeah, something which I can use it on a regular basis, not
Hmm.
that which I want to keep it inside." So I said, "We'll go in for a ring." So we went to Tanish. There, it hardly took him half an hour. For me, it was like I was like, "No, am I doing the right thing? Is it right? What is the rate today?" Like I was all that. He just said, "Amma, you like the design? You like it? Then buy it." I said, "No, let us see how much grams it is." What? Because the rate was like really, that day it was sky high. Not that it is low now, but on that particular day, it was really high. The gold rate was very high. He said, "No, you like it? You like the design? It is fitting you? Buy it. That's it." I can't decide within 5-10 minutes. I can't decide like that, especially for an article like gold. So
Yeah.
that also is a, like, yeah,
Yes,
that
everything
is
is
also an
readily
example of,
available now. Everything is readily available. Back then, you had to go, you had to give the order, wait for a month or so, then get it. And everyone in your relatives will know that you have bought that piece of jewelry. It was a big kind of thing then.
yeah. Yeah, and I remember I have never gone without my mother to buy a gold, anything of gold article. They will give the bill. She'll look at the bill 3-4 times, and then she will say how much money you have put for this. What is the wastage? What all that I don't understand. Like, but she was like fully into it. How much? Why have you put this much? Why don't you reduce this? Here, nothing. I was just looking at the bill. He said, "Amma, it is a computer generated bill. Nothing is wrong. Come." So see
That's
how times are changing. I
definitely
was feeling a little bit guilty. I said, "See, if it is little costly, I'll put in some money." Okay. He said, "Don't
relaxing.
worry. Don't worry. Yeah, relax." So I am that in between, neither that generation nor this generation completely in
Yeah.
between.
Yeah, I think everybody feels that. Even I feel I'm neither that generation nor the younger generation. I'm a sandwich, and I think mine is the last generation which had to deal with very strict parents. I think mine was the last generation which saw that.
Yes, 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 yes. You are right. I used to feel that my generation, because I had to listen to my mother as well as to my son, both. She will
Hmm.
tell me one thing and he will tell me entirely a different thing.
Yeah.
So, like that happens. That is
Yeah.
the clashing of rules. He will say, "You shouldn't bring up your son like this. Don't give him so much of leverage," all that. Like, because
Yeah.
they are used to a certain uh, set of rules,
Standards.
principles. Whereas my son, he was like, "I want this. I'm going to do this. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. Or else, no."
But like, do
It
you
happens.
do you feel that thank God I had a son. Otherwise, maybe daughter handling a daughter would have been more difficult. Have you ever got that thought?
No, I have never thought about it.
Yes,
I
because
never
you're
sat
quite
and thought about it.
progressive, I would say. For your generation, you were quite
Yeah,
progressive.
yeah, 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 yeah. In my generation, I was a, what do you call it? I was a rebel. I was
Yes,
termed as a rebel. My
yes.
mother called me a rebel. She said, "Nothing can be done about her." She's like, "I can't do anything about it." That's what my mother used to tell me. I was a
Yeah.
rebel. But maybe that came because at a very early age, I went out. I was on my own. I did my schooling from a hostel. So maybe that made me independent at a very young age.
Yeah.
Doing for myself, fending for myself, taking care of myself, maybe.
Mm. I think
Plus,
being
a little
rebel,
bit of my nature also would have helped.
yes, being rebel, it is advantages in various levels because they have lesser mental health issues and they have lesser regrets. We have done, yes, we have failed, but we have failed because of our own decisions. But at least we tried. But for kids who are obedient, silent, and they listen to whatever the parents said, they always have regrets later in their life. So that is, I think I truly believe that being rebel is good. At least you are satisfied with yourself and you don't blame someone
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
for something that has happened with you.
Yes, yes. And I believe in one thing very strongly, Shanta. Take time to decide. But once you decide, stick to it. If you're laid your bed, then you have to lie on it. And then don't complain. If you complain, you have to complain to yourself. And you
Yeah.
shouldn't have regrets. Okay, if it doesn't go right, if it goes wrong, it's a learning. That's it. What else to do? isn't it?
Absolutely true. So we are running
That's how we
out of
grow also.
time.
Yeah, we are running short
Just
of
have
time.
like, yeah, 4 minutes left. So we shifted our topics, right? We spoke about a lot of things, but
Maybe,
it was wonderful.
since it's been long since I also had a no session, maybe that is why.
Okay, okay. So yeah. Okay, then wonderful talking to you. So we'll
Okay,
connect
then
again after a couple of months.
same here. Bye bye, and all the very best. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Have a good day.